I'm Carole Liethem, and you're listening to a bonus episode of the Caretakers Journey podcast. I am your host, and I want to welcome you to day 10 of our Caretakers 31-Day Resolve Challenge. Wow, I cannot believe today is January 10th. Today, our resolve is to learn something new. Now, not just any old thing new. I think we need to learn something new, like taking up a hobby or a skill that brings joy. So, your resolve, grab your post it note and write, is I resolve to take up a hobby or a skill that brings joy and breaks up my routine. That is one of the hardest things as a caretaker that I fall into, is that daily routine of this and this and this, and I get up and do this. And sometimes just having a hobby or something that brings joy and breaks up your routine can be so helpful. And we can't always get out of the house or get away for a period of time. So we need to have something that we can maybe do and sit while our loved one is taking a nap, while they're watching something on TV. So caretakers can benefit greatly from a hobby because these can provide relaxation, personal growth, and a sense of accomplishment. Caretaking can be a demanding, oh my gosh, it can be so demanding, and it can lead to exhaustion. And a hobby can also be a way to recharge. So, what are some of my hobbies? Well, I love to read. I love to write. That's how my book started, was from journaling and creative writing. I'm working on some sort of fiction stuff right now, just kind of processing and getting some things on paper. And I love that one of my grandchildren loves to write. And so we have these wonderful conversations about writing. I also love to read, and I have an app on my phone where I can pull up a book and kind of read a book. I even joined a book club in Milwaukee where my sister and my mom live. I don't get to go every month, but on the months that I'm there, and last year I was there a lot, I I do go to their book club. And I found out yesterday that I will be in town for the February meeting of their book club. And so they sent me through my sister the title, and we're all excited because we get to be together talking about this book. And what a fun time it will be to sit down and have an in person book club. I'm going to download it, I'm going to read it, and I'm going to look forward to being with that group when I go to Milwaukee in February. Now, if you can't go to Milwaukee, I had to go and take care of some stuff for my mom, but there are online book clubs. I know right now of three gals who are starting an online book club that just started in January. In fact, in the spring, the Caretakers Journey will be starting an online book club because we're going to go through my book over the next few months through the podcast. But then in the spring, I have a real special surprise for you that we're going to go through an online book club. So I have so many incredible books that I've gotten from people who have written them about the caretaker's journey. And so we're going to start working our way through some of these books. And I can't wait to introduce you to the books and the authors and some of the resources that have helped me. So stay tuned for the details. And if you want to know, go join the mailing list, because that's where I get all my information out first, is to the people on my mailing list. So, what are some other hobbies that I have? Well, I love cooking and I love baking, and it is also a way that I relieve stress. There's something about pulling out that mixer, finding a new recipe to try, getting their ingredients. And since I live with my daughter and her family, I usually can convince my 16-year-old granddaughter to join in with me. And so then there's lots of giggles and laughters as we try recipes. Sometimes they don't turn out, and sometimes they are amazing. So, recipes, baking, cooking. I know during COVID, everybody started baking sourdough bread, and it seems to have stuck for some people. And so my granddaughter makes the most delicious sourdough bread. And so we always have sourdough bread in our house. Well, in 2025, I decided to take up a new craft. So I have purchased a machine that makes decals for t-shirts and sweatshirts and coffee mugs. It makes cards, it makes stickers, it makes all of these things. And I am having so much fun designing and creating these things. And I love that I'm going to be able to create things that I love and gifts for other people. And I am so happy that it's something that I can start. It's something I can walk away from, because my caretaking life can be so unpredictable. So I can create something, and then if I don't have time to put it through the ironing process, I can wait and do it later, but I can plan it around my caretaking, or try to anyway. What about gardening? You don't need a large space to grow flowers or vegetables. I know someone who has this fancy thing in her house. I don't know what it's called, but she raises all of these vegetables and lettuce and stuff under these lights in her dining room because she has room. I have a small backyard and I love to plant flowers out there that will attract the birds and the butterflies in the spring. I love picking flowers from my garden and putting them in a vase by my desk in my home office because then I find myself smelling them and it brings a smile and a relaxation. Even in a difficult moment, sometimes I'll walk in and I'll grab the flowers and I'll just take a deep breath. I also have several different fruit and citrus trees in my backyard. And what I love is when I go out there in the fall and it's orange and lemon season, I can pull an orange, I can pull a lemon and eat it right off the tree. In the spring, I think we have 9 different fruit trees out there. And I can always go out there and find something, whether it's a nectarine or a peach or an apricot or a fig. And when it's ripe, you grab it, you take a bite. Oh my gosh, it is so, so good. Sometimes I'm fighting the birds for them, but that's okay. I'm okay if the birds have a few of my pieces of my fruit because there's usually more than we can eat. So, hobbies provide stress relief. They provide mental stimulation. They provide an emotional resilience that maybe we just need to boost our joy. We are investing in ourselves, and when we do that, we're better equipped to care for the loved one that we are caring for. We're going to find ourselves more patient, more compassionate, more resilient. We're going to find ourselves smiling. We're going to find ourselves uh, just feeling energy. So, do you have hobbies? What are they? I would love to hear about them. Go to my Instagram page, it's at the Caretakers Journey, and tell me, what are your hobbies? Show me what they look like. I would love to see pictures of your hobbies. Do you want to try something new? Well, I decided I'm also going to try something new in 2025. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. My grandmother was a knitter and a crocheter, and I could never do it. But there's this new thing going on right now called hand knitting, where you do it with your fingers and you have these big skeins of yarn. Well, I think I'm going to try that in 2025. I'm going to start with a scarf, but I kind of have pulled out on my Pinterest board this sweater that was hand knit by this gal. And I think I'm going to try to do a sweater, hand knit a sweater. That will be interesting. I'll keep you posted and let you know how that goes. Again, maybe if I get it done, I'll put it on and wear it and put a picture on my social media because that is where I interact mostly right now with the caretakers who are following me. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you know a caretaker, share the show with them using the links in the show notes. My resources for these resolves, as always, I've shared with you every day, are from my book, Are You Ready to Find Joy When Life Gets Messy? And if you want to know more about my caretaking journey and how it all started for me, you can purchase my book at the link below. If you want an in-depth copy of our Caretakers 31-Day Resolve Challenge, join my email list, see the link below, and I'm going to let you know how to get it because I love to give the information first to my newsletter people. As I close out today, I want to pray for you. God, thank you. Thank you for every caretaker who's listening. Thank you for the hard work that they do every day and are so committed to caring for their loved one. God, I thank you for that one who might be feeling overwhelmed and tired, who might be feeling lonely, who might be feeling left out, who might be feeling what the heck is going on. I pray right now that they will feel just an unbelievable sense of presence and love, and that they are seen by you, the Almighty God. And God, I pray as we go into 2025 that we as caretakers will find a hobby, whether it's doing a crossword puzzle, whether it's doing a jigsaw puzzle, whether it's doing something crafty, whether it's baking or gardening. God, I pray that each one of us will find one hobby that we can do that will give us just some sense of excitement and release and fun. And so, God, I pray that each one of us, and I speak to myself when I say this, God, will find those moments to concentrate on something, to take our mind off the journey and just relax and enjoy and have a moment of fun. Thank you for loving us, and we ask all this in your precious Son's name. Let me bless you. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look with favor on you and give you peace. I will be back tomorrow for day 11 And until then, it's all about